NieR is an action RPG franchise full of uniquely flawed heroes, expectation-shattering gameplay, and of course a storyline that is the equivalent of a mind-altering maze of say what now? So when NieR Reincarnation was announced for mobile, I couldn't help but grin from ear to ear like a mutated entity with sibling issues. Everything about NieR would make a fantastic mobile game, while at the same time, everything about NieR does not make a fantastic mobile game. No worries, all will be explained. I won't even make you watch this video multiple times to get my true ending. Reincarnation deserves more than a tiny impressions. Let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Before we get started, if you enjoy my low budget content, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. Maybe give a like and a share for old time's sake. Okay, back to the real reason you clicked this video, the good. Reincarnation has an art style that drenches my imagination in dull brownish tones, then soaks my brain in bright flashy action. The graphical presentation is so well crafted that it can be considered, dare I say, art? Traveling through the overworld known as the Cage is reminiscent of childlike wonderment. Being whisked away to 2D story missions gives a sense of despair. But most amazing of all, watching the battle scenes play out in a delightful cast of colors is a battle bonanza of eyeball-pleasing goodness. This mixture of graphical styles makes Reincarnation one of the more unique mobile games I've had the pleasure to see. Never did the switch in styles distract me. While all different, they somehow make the game feel graphically cohesive. Imagine walking through an art museum. One room is full of vast environments, another with pristine polygons, a secret room full of 2D cel-shaded portraits, all collapsing on you in an imaginative dream. That was a very long and not so great way of explaining how cool the art style is. The second best aspect of the game is the music and sound. Those familiar with NieR soundtracks will be welcomed to a beautiful melody that dances on your eardrums. I found myself enjoying the music as it created an ambience to the game world I was exploring. These two aspects hold the game up to a standard that some mobile games just can't compete with. This attention to detail is not just good, but great. Therefore, it pains me to continue this video, but as a service to you folks, the bad. Don't get me wrong, the story is great, yet the implementation and pacing makes for a borderline bad experience. It's a tale of many different characters, all with their own trials and tribulations. Your character is trapped in what is called a cage, which I think is an afterlife scenario. She is guided by a cute ghost for the purpose of having a cute mascot. Your job is to unravel the stories of others, and to try to escape your predicament. All of this is fine. In fact, uncovering the mysteries is part of the experience, but the slow pacing turns a worthwhile story into a test of patience. Walking through the game world, while beautiful as it may be, becomes tiresome. Constant loading between story elements is boresome, and additional loading for battles is downright hair-pulling. I understand this is a game that relies heavily on story and atmosphere, yet I feel a tighter and faster-paced implementation would benefit the game greatly. I'll just throw in monetization as another bad, and not for the reasons you may think. It's a gacha game, of course, because why wouldn't it be? My concern is not with the usual summon mechanics, but with how game-breaking it becomes. I used all my free gems to summon, all my currency to level up, and I'm destroying early battles. Heck, bosses are going down in one hit. I can't even enjoy the gameplay at this point. Sure, it's my fault for over-leveling, yet by doing this I was able to see the combat for what it really was. More on that later. Also, this is a telling sign of an eventual difficulty spike. Soon my free fun will end, and I'll be left grinding a game that feels like a grind even when I'm not grinding. Does that make sense? Since I'm on the topic of battles, I'll just get right to it. The ugly. The worst offender is the combat. And like any game, combat can make or break the experience. Unfortunately, in NieR Reincarnation, it shatters my soul into a million sad pieces. Combat is basically auto. Now we all know my stance on auto combat, yet over the years I've come to appreciate some of its qualities, if done correctly. Reincarnation does not do auto combat in an engaging way. Attacks will automatically go through the motions. The only player input is choosing special abilities and finisher attacks. It is very similar to Atelier Online, a game I recently did a video on, yet at least Atelier had a cool crafting and exploration system. Here we are running from story to battle, from talking to battle. Nothing much in between besides some light puzzle elements. At least the battles are cool to watch, special effects are blasting and backgrounds are burning, yet there is nothing to do besides this. At least give the game a traditional turn-based mechanic. Actually, we should have received a full-on action RPG like the rest of the series, but I guess that's too much to ask for. So I'm going to break down the real reason NieR Reincarnation is a total disappointment. Decisions. The decision to agree to start a battle before every battle, the decision to auto-battle when I'm sure an alternate combat method could have been better, the decision to create a great world only to mar it down with horrible pacing, the decision to make a game that is less like the NieR series while also giving me a glimpse at what a good NieR on mobile could be. Above all else, the battle system tanks an overall ambitious mobile game. Like the art it strives to be, all you can really do is look at it. So do I recommend NieR Reincarnation as a game to witness great sights and sounds? Yes. As a game to actually play and enjoy? No. It pains me to say this. I'm a fan of the older siblings it represents. However, NieR Reincarnation is a distant cousin, one that you try to avoid at family reunions. If you want to experience the game to make a qualified decision, then sure, give it a try. Yet if you hold player input and fun factor to a high standard, then I'm sorry NieR fans, you may want to give this one a pass. As always, thanks for watching Tiny Little Games. Please subscribe to support my channel, like for more videos, and ring that notification bell for video updates. Fun fact, I'm replaying NieR Automata just to get the yucky taste of this game out of my mouth.